Hello, from dusty Mauritania. More specifically, I'm speaking to you now from a place which has often been dubbed a monument to European stupidity in Africa. You see, back when Mauritania was a French colony, the French wanted to exploit a huge deposit of iron ore much further inland. And so the French decided to build a railway to transport the iron ore from the mine to the harbor in Nouadhibou. Now, this would have been relatively simple, because it's just desert landscape, it's all flat, except for this little bit, right here, which would be easily bypassable. I mean, these mountains stop just a couple of kilometers to my left, but that would have been outside of French-controlled territory. So, instead, the French decided to tunnel their way 2 kilometers through this mountain of granite. Now, this process took ages, and lives of local population were lost in the construction. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because after just a few years, it was decided that the railway could go around the mountain anyway. And so the tunnel was simply abandoned. So welcome to the monument to European stupidity in Africa, the Choum Tunnel. I forgot to bring my head strap, so I'm trying to climb down with the camera in my mouth, which is a bit distracting. But anyway. Here comes a 2-kilometer walk in darkness. Now, I apologize for not bringing a proper light, but it is quite staggering walking around in here, just seeing how much work, how much effort went into constructing this place, and it was just all left abandoned so quickly. What a waste. We're just about halfway through the tunnel, and so there's this ventilation shaft where I can see bats flying around. And sunlight appearing. So, here we are at the end of the Choum Tunnel, opened in 1962, as it states, and built solely to avoid a train having to pass through a small slice of Western Sahara, which of course is exactly what the train does nowadays. So, a complete wasted effort. And now, of course, I need to find my way back to civilization. Okay, we're just about 1.5 kilometers from the tunnel now. Don't know if you can hear me through the wind, but these are the new train tracks, which since 1991, I think, have been taking the iron ore train around the mountain rather than through it. And I think that also means that we're pretty close to the road to Choum, where I hope I can hitch a ride. Not a whole lot of traffic coming through here, so might be difficult to hitchhike. Worst case, it's a 2-hour walk. So, first and only guy I saw coming my way. Give me a ride back to Choum. That was awesome. Now, before it goes completely dark here in Choum, I figured I'd tell you a bit more about the iron ore train. You see, with a length of up to 3 kilometers, it is one of the very, very longest and also one of the heaviest trains in the entire world. And it is obviously built for the sole purpose of transporting iron ore. While usually there is a single passenger carriage mounted to the back of the train, most locals who ride the train simply jump onto the full or empty carriages for the iron ore and ride it for free. Now, in recent years, this has become somewhat of a weird tourist attraction, inspiring thrill seekers and YouTubers alike to come to Mauritania and have this rather unique experience riding a freight train through the Sahara. And the eagle-eyed viewer may have noticed that I haven't been riding my bike today. And that's because I arrived here early this morning on the iron ore train. I didn't film my trip. I was at the bottom of an empty carriage. But I figured I would film the trip back. While it is possible nowadays, weirdly enough, to get guided tours on the train, I'll just head there by myself. The most sort of pressing issue is that nobody really knows exactly when it comes and goes. There's no time schedule as such, and word around town is that it should be here in Choum at about midnight or 1 a.m. But we'll see. So see you tonight. So we're starting to move. The following 12 hours have begun. I'll try and rest as best I can and hopefully get a bit of filming done when the sun comes out. Not that we're going to be able to see it in this dust. Good night. Good morning from the iron ore train. I think I managed about 5 hours of sleep, which, all things considered, I think is pretty good. Going back to Nouadhibou has been, so far, much more pleasant than going to Choum, mainly just because of the wind direction. I mean, obviously, with the iron ore on board, this is even filthier than heading out. But yeah, I slept.
You're a friend of the guy from Choum?
No, I speak English. Quel hotel? Hotel.
Wrong guy. Off to find the right one. Good, how are you?
Good. How did you enjoy your ride?
Yeah, it was really good, this one. So apparently I still wasn't the only tourist on the train. I met this guy from Slovakia. What's your name?
David.
Hello from Nouadhibou. I was planning to leave early this morning, which didn't happen. I think basically around here everything just takes a really long time. Anyway, now I'm ready and I can get 3 hours of riding in before sunset. So I figured I would just show you the traffic out of town, because I feel like that kind of says it all.
I guess this is just where I'm gonna be sleeping tonight.